Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about water fasting once again, and the topic I would like to talk about is actually some advice that I would like to give to people who are new to water fasting. So anyone who's starting their water fasting journey out for the first time, this advice would probably be very relevant to you. Or anyone who is new to the water fasting journey and just wants to watch a couple videos to warm themselves up. So here we go, let's get straight into the video, and I have 10 pieces of advice for you, so 10 tips that really will help your water fast and things to keep in mind prior to starting. Tip number 1, do as much research as you can about water fasting prior to starting your water fasting journey. This will help you program your mind, and your mind is really the key to success throughout this whole process. I really think that it's a crucial element to do proper research so you can really understand water fasting and the benefits of water fasting, as well as see how it can aid in fat loss if that's one of your end goals. Tip number 2, seek advice within the water fasting communities. One of the hardest things about water fasting is that people think that it's so radical that you can't really even bring it up to them without thinking, number 1, you're unhealthy, number 2, you're gonna die, or number 3, you're developing some sort of eating disorder. If you wish to seek advice about water fasting, it's better to go into one of the water fasting communities rather than asking your friends, your colleagues, your family, or anyone else in your social circle. Because if you do that, you're not going to be conserving all your mental energy that you need for this fast, and instead you're just going to be busy overcoming all the objections that they're throwing at you. So very important to seek advice within the water fasting communities, because most likely your friends, your family, and your colleagues don't have any clue about water fasting, and you're the one that's done all the research, so it's very unlikely that they have any good advice to give you anyway. This being said, Facebook and Reddit have very good water fasting communities, so I'll post the links down below and you can check those water fasting communities out. Those are some of the ones that I've joined so far. Tip number 3, ease yourself into the fast. If this is your first time doing a water fast, or you still eat a lot of sugar, or you still eat a lot of carbs, or you've never attempted intermittent fasting of any form in your life, then it's probably a good idea if you ease yourself into the fast. I made another video about how to ease yourself into a fast, and if you want to watch that video first, you can actually click the link below. It's called How to Ease Your Way into an Extended Water Fast Plus the Benefits of Fasting. So you can click below and check that out if you want to know how I eased myself into the water fast. In a nutshell, that video talks about how you can either quit sugar or carbs before starting, transition into a ketogenic diet, try intermittent fasting for a couple weeks or a couple days, or try to do a 2 or 3 day extended fast prior to starting a long extended water fast. And the only reason I suggest this is because you might get some symptoms during your extended fast if you haven't done any of those things before, like the symptoms of a keto flu as we call it, or some headaches that are caused by sugar withdrawal if you still have a diet full of sugar. Tip number 4, keep your mind occupied during your fast. I highly recommend watching a lot of videos or reading a lot of posts about water fasting during your fast just to keep your mind engaged, because remember, fasting is very spiritual as well, and you're building mental resilience, so you really need to stay engaged the entire time for you to succeed. Don't forget, when your hunger wears off after day 2 or 3, the first thing that's at risk to give up is actually your mind, not the physical aspect of fasting, because your hunger, or so-called hunger, is actually going to wear off after those first 2 or 3 days. So stay in there, do some research, keep your mind engaged the entire time, do a lot of research about fasting. Then it's much easier to stay in it, stay focused, and succeed. Tip number 5, keep some salt handy. You will for sure experience some days where you feel more tired or more low energy, and those are the days where it's a very good idea to keep some salt handy. I recommend Himalayan Salt, and I'll post a link down below if you don't have any Himalayan Salt, so you could check that out. But it's very, very likely that you have some days where you feel tired or sluggish. You have those days even when you're not fasting. To me, it actually happened on day 6. I couldn't focus at all of a sudden. I got to work and I was so tired, and I was barely able to keep my head up and sit at my desk properly. So I ran right to the kitchen at work and I put some salt in my water, and I perked up immediately. So I hope that happens to you too. Most likely if you put a little bit of salt in your water, you'll perk up immediately as well. It's very likely that you're feeling tired because at that point in the fast, your sodium levels are starting to be depleted. So you just need to add a little bit of sodium and sprinkle it into your water, and I swear you will perk up immediately. At least I did. Now, just a little piece of caution. Make sure you don't add too much salt to your water, because if you add too much salt to your water, it's very likely that you might be stuck in the bathroom all day. So don't do that. Just add a little sprinkle into your water. Tip number 6, conserve energy. Don't feel the need to update your social circle constantly. You'll see the deeper into your fast you get, the more worried your friends and family will be. Also, don't exert too much energy. I highly recommend taking a break from working out during your water fast, or if you're really getting antsy, then maybe go for a light walk here and there once in a while. Tip number 7, keep a normal life. Go to work, see your friends. I mean, if you want, even go for dinner with your friends and just drink some water. It will definitely test your willpower and your mental resilience, but you'll grow stronger from that, and then you still get to keep your social activities. Contrary to some YouTube videos where people are lazing around in some exotic locations for a month, most people have to carry on with their day-to-day lives and they don't have a month to take off. So keep doing everything that you do on a daily basis. Keep your normal life. You'll just have a couple less dishes to wash. Unless, of course, you have a partner like me or you have a family to cook for, then you'll definitely still have to do your groceries and still do your dishes. But just try to keep the meals easy and healthy during that time period, and that will help you continue and keep your mind focused on your water fast. Tip number 8, set short-term goals. Determine how long you want your water fast to be, then set some mini goals and extend from there. If you go into this fast saying, oh hey, I'm gonna do a 30-day water fast, then you might feel overwhelmed all of a sudden when you see the calendar and see how far you have to go to get there. I started with a goal of just 5 days, then I extended to 7, 10, 14, 21. You see the pattern. You just keep extending and listen to your body. If your body feels good and you have your energy and everything like that, you want to continue, then you can extend it. Number 9, tame your cravings. You might go through a period of time during your fast or even your whole fast where you start thinking to yourself, ooh, after my fast, I want this and this and this, and I want to eat this, and I want to go there to eat, and blah, blah, blah. But just remember, you have your entire life to eat the foods that you love. So you don't need to think about it and go eat them right after your fast. You have your whole life. That's my mantra during my fast, and I repeat it to myself over and over and over. That I have to remember that I have my entire life to eat the foods that I want. So don't feel deprived. You're not deprived. You have your whole life to eat it. That doesn't mean that you have to break your fast and all of a sudden eat all these things right away. That can lead to a lot of binge eating. So definitely think about it and realize that you're not deprived. You have your whole life to eat it, and try to let those thoughts simmer away. Try to understand your relationship with food so you can grow from this experience. This is where that spirituality comes from. Try to really reflect with yourself and try to understand your eating habits and what hunger really means to you in that time frame. All those times you went out to get bad food, was that really your hunger speaking, or was that your mind giving into gluttony? You really don't need to be eating as much as everybody's eating nowadays with all the availability of food everywhere you go. Remember that. This is the last and most important part of your fast. If you don't listen to anything else that I said, this is the part that you need to listen to. Research and understand how to break your fast. I've seen so many cringy videos on YouTube of people breaking 10+ day fasts on candies and burgers and all these junk food that they've been craving throughout their fast. That is going to do you so much harm, because technically your digestive system has shut down during your fast, so you need to slowly ease your way back into eating and wake your digestive system up. You need to resist the temptation to binge and give in to all your cravings after your fast. You need a plan before you break your fast, so go do some research and make sure you write down everything that you're going to eat while you break your fast and make a plan for it so you know and you stay on track when you break your fast. If you think that you could break your fast and go out and get all the foods that you were craving that last day of your fast and break your fast on a bunch of fast food, it actually shows that you haven't grown at all during this experience at all. Because it shows that you really didn't develop a better relationship with food, and you didn't reflect enough throughout your fast, and you didn't grow from this experience. Because if you had grown from this experience, you know that you would be making healthier food choices, and since you've gone so long without food, 1 or 2 days to ease yourself back into the fast is actually not that hard. By the end of your fast, you should really be at the peak of that mental clarity and having those aha moments and understanding what you've done wrong in the past regarding food and your relationship with food, and that's why you should be making healthier choices. So easing back slowly into that fast is showing that you could take all that knowledge and all that reflection that you did with yourself and put it into action. I'll try to make a video about this, but you should really only be eating around 500 to 800 calories the day that you're breaking your fast, and on the second day only somewhere between 800 to 1,000 calories, depending on your weight, of course, so it could be a little bit more. You should be aware of the foods that you're eating, so you should be eating cooked veggies, grass-fed yogurt, raw nut butter. You can have some avocado drizzled in oil, you can have some olives, things like that. You really shouldn't be eating any meat until day 3 post-fast, and it's recommended to keep up a ketogenic diet for at least 1 or 2 months after your fast. I'll post a link below from Dr. Daniel Pompa on YouTube. He has a really great video explaining how to break an extended fast, so go check that one out. Now here's a quick recap of everything that I just went over, the 10 tips that I would give to anyone starting out their water fast. Number 1, do as much research as you can before your water fast. Number 2, seek advice within the water fasting communities. Number 3, ease your way into the fast. Number 4, keep your mind occupied during your fast. Number 5, keep some salt handy. Number 6, conserve your energy. Number 7, keep a normal life. Number 8, set short-term goals. Number 9, tame your cravings. And number 10, research about how to break your fast. I wish you the best of luck with your water fasting journey. Make sure you have a plan and you do some research first. Just as a quick disclaimer, I am not a professional. I don't have any sort of certifications in nutrition. These are just tips based on my experiences. So you're welcome to listen if you want, and you're welcome not to listen. Again, I'm not an expert on these topics. If you like these type of videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I'm going to be posting my water fasting diary vlog soon, and also my final thoughts and my final results from my fasting experience. So stay tuned, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.